Okay, so welcome. Basically, I'm just going to be showing you guys how to step by step feed a worm bin. Um, as you can see, I've got something that was growing my system. I'm going to throw it away. I just need to make sure I get all the worms off first. It's all stuck on the roots. But basically, normally what happens is you have castings in a container, and basically you're going to dig down approximately, I'd say, an inch, maybe 2 centimeters. You can even go deeper if you want, but you really don't need to, because what happens is the worms will clean the bottom section first and come to the top where the food is, and they'll also migrate back down to actually clean out anything that wasn't eaten later. So what you're going to do is simply dig down. And right now my soil is so wet, or my castings, because I've had rain and it has not stopped. Like you can see, it's becoming like a mush. And this is actually, it's fine, but you really don't want this happening. I really say it's best to actually have it as if it's not a clay, more of a semi-wet kind of soil looking. So if you have sand that you freshly dug up and it crumbles, that kind of look, but a bit damp. Okay, so I've got, I'd say, a nice little hole here, and all I'm going to do is, so this is basically some well, actually scrap, sorry, that I blended up, left in an airtight sealed bucket for 2 weeks, and then, well, actually less than 10 days, and basically that white fungus there is very good fungus. If you see black fungus, you want to get rid of that. So you'd actually probably have to throw away all the scraps that's in the bucket and restart and wash the bucket out with bleach and stuff, or at least a soap, and then start the process again. And then all you're doing is taking these scraps and you're going to shove them into the system. And I got all sorts of things in here, like beetroot, carrots, apple, onions, probably a few other things too, just can't remember. And yeah, all that's going in. Okay, that's the best I can do with one hand at this point. The rest can actually be used to recreate more bacteria for the system. And then, yeah, all you're doing is you spread it out and you take the castings that you've actually now put to one side for making the hole, and you put it on top. The reason for doing that is to ensure that all your rotting stuff and all the smells are kind of captured by the castings, as well as it gives the worms an ability to go top and bottom while eating away at the stuff. They will drill through all this as well themselves, but you know, it's sometimes nice just to give them that opportunity to choose which direction they want to go, and still get the worms off that. And I just leave it like this. There is a bit of a mount now to one side because I didn't take out enough castings, but that's not a train smash. As long as you cover this and you ensure that it's semi away from flies and airs, from the air as well, almost, or direct air instead of nothing between the air and the castings and scraps, you basically won't have any issues. Actually, sorry, I'll be putting on a cover on top of it, and just making sure. So I take basically old cloth and I throw this on top. I'm not putting it on now because I've got to get rid of the worms first, and then all I do is put my lid back on. Now with my situation, with it being so wet, I should consider actually putting cardboard in to pull out the excess water. The only thing is we're going to have more rain, so that would be pointless at this point. So I must just try and cover this more and protect it from the rain more than I actually have, and it should stabilize it as well. So there's two ways of doing it, with the cardboard or just stabilizing the bucket, keeping water away from it, so to speak. But that's quite simply how you actually feed your worm systems. And you can put cloth in here. I've done mutton cloth, old fabric clothes, cotton, human hair as well, and animal hair too. It all gets digested in here. The thing that I found that they love the most is mutton cloth. So if you want to really see the worms going crazy, throw some mutton cloth in there and you'll check them breeding and all sorts of things in excessive amounts, which is something you would actually look at if you want to have a very healthy bin and also make a secondary one too. So I hope this was actually informative for you guys, that you learned something and you understood everything that I was trying to actually say. Let me know, and thanks.